Our loving reminder for today is this: love is in it for the long haul. Growing up, my grandfather was a truck driver, and I always enjoyed going over to his house and looking at the different rigs that he was driving. I especially enjoyed it when they had a big sleeper cab on the back of them. It was always fun to explore. I remember one time with one particular rig that he had, I asked if I could sleep through it, stay the night in the rig, and I did, to my great enjoyment as a child. You know, love is a lot like those rigs. They were prepared not only for a day trip, but multiple days, maybe even longer than that. Those trucks were in it for the long haul, and so is genuine love. In fact, Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 4 that love is patient. I like the King James or the New King James Version. It says love suffers long, or love is long suffering. It suffers not just a little bit, but it suffers long. You know, the people that we love have struggles, have weaknesses, have failings. They're trying to become the people that they want to be, that they need to be. And sometimes the only way they're going to accomplish that is if someone is willing to love them patiently, to suffer long with their struggles and their weaknesses. In our culture of increasing divorce rates and individuals that are choosing to cohabitate rather than to become married, I wonder how much those numbers would increase if in the midst of the vows we were asked, do you promise to suffer long with this person? I imagine that fewer and fewer people would be willing to commit to such. But that's really what love is. It's a willingness to suffer long with the person. In reality, the people that love us have done that for us for quite some time. They love us even though we have weaknesses and struggles and difficulties, and because of them, we've become better people. How much worse would we be if individuals just quickly forsook us every time we made a mistake? The reality is that this type of love is based upon God, His character, His patient love for humanity throughout generation after every generation. In 2 Peter 3 and verse 9, we're told that God's not slack concerning His promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering towards us, not willing that any should perish, but that all should reach repentance. God's patient with humanity, and He's patient with you. His love has caused you to suffer. It's caused Him to suffer long for you. And so we are now called to suffer long with those that we love. What if our churches were filled with Christians who were patient with each other instead of jumping at any opportunity to skip town and to skip churches and to jump church? What if our families were filled with spouses that were patiently loving of each other and displayed that to their children? What if our community and our politics were filled with people who were willing to suffer long for the greater cause of love? I hope that this week we will commit to being patiently loving towards the people around us, because love is in it for the long haul.